So the men's summit comes to an end here in Australia, but the women's continues. A huge test at the WACA starting tomorrow, and it is such a pleasure on Around the Wicket to welcome in Aussie captain Alyssa Healy to the show for the very first time. Alyssa, thank you so much for joining us on the eve of the test, and what an important test it is. The first time in 2 years you get to play a test on Aussie soil. What does it mean to the girls?
Yeah, firstly, thanks for having me. And yeah, it is a huge opportunity for us to play Test cricket at home again. It's been a little while. I'm actually sitting here overlooking the WACA, staring at the wicket at the moment. It looks an absolute belter. So one we're really excited for. And obviously, we've never played South Africa in a Test match as well. So a couple of little milestones along the way. But yeah, to be able to play Test cricket at home for us is unique. So we're looking forward to it.
And what a great ground to play at, Midge, too. There must be a real fire in the belly of the team. Obviously, the loss to India in December, that would have been a tough one to take, but obviously a great opportunity now in a test match to get on the winning side of things.
Yeah, I mean, as an Australian team going over to India, you're not expecting to win too many test matches, are you? So for us to play a one-off test match,
Yeah,
it wasn't
that's
really
right.
too much of a kick in the guts, to be completely honest with you. It felt like a little bit of a novelty. And yes, we want to win and yes, we want to compete. But I thought we got better and better throughout that test match. So if they had thrown one more at us, I reckon, there might have been a different result. But yeah, look, it's been well publicised throughout the summer. We've lost a couple of games and got a new feel around the group, a lot of change over the last 18 months. So for us, it's just a great opportunity to get together out there in a test match and show everyone just how good we are.
I love that fire. I can
Yes.
hear it in your voice, Alyssa. You
Determined.
mentioned it there, but do you feel like the world is catching up? And is that a really good thing for cricket in general?
Yeah, I hate the old "good for cricket" comment. I mean, it does frustrate me a little bit. But I read something the other day that someone mentioned that we were coming back to the pack, and I think not necessarily true. I think that's really disrespectful for a lot of teams around the globe. I actually think the professionalism of our game has continued to grow right around the world, and I think teams are catching up, and that's basically because they're being invested in and they're getting the opportunity to play more cricket around the world and play in these amazing series. So, yes, I think it's great for our sport. Do I want to stay ahead? Most certainly. And do I want to continue to win World Cups and major tournaments? Yes. So we'll just got to keep finding a way to evolve and keep taking our game to the next level so that we can stay ahead.
You were talking about professionalism there, Midge, and what does require a lot of professionalism is recovering from an ACL and making it back to the elite level. And Sophie Molineux has shown every bit of that professionalism required. Great to see her back in the mix and a chance to play in the test match tomorrow. Talk a little bit about her re-entry into the side and some of the emotional side that no doubt would have come with that.
Oh, I mean, she's a great story to have back in and around our group. Even at training yesterday, it was like first day at school for her. She was out there first kicking the footy and warming up and making sure that she did everything right to ensure that she was ready to go. So it's great to see her back around. Obviously, it's been a tough road for her and probably a tough road for a lot of the Victorians as well. There's a few of them that have spent a lot of time on the sidelines rehabbing together. So the fact that her and Georgia Wareham in around this squad, and hopefully Taylor's back around our group in the near future as well, the three of them together after spending a lot of time on the sideline is really cool. But Soph's in a great spot at the moment. She's well in the mix for the test match tomorrow, let me tell you. And it's made it really challenging for us to pick an 11 out of the 14 great players that we've got to choose from. So, yeah, we'll wait and see how it all plays out. But like I said, it's great to see her around the group, and I think her commitment to her training and her recovery and her rehab, I think, has been top level, and she's well deserved to come back around this group.
Keeping us on the edge of our seats there with the
Yes.
playing 11. I love it. Beth Mooney, though, can we just talk about how extraordinary she is? The series that she's put together up against South Africa so far in the ODIs and the T20 internationals, loves a chase. Even when she's sick and on one leg, she manages to absolutely belt it. How important is it having somebody like her around the group?
Yeah, I think hugely important. I mean, for the last probably 5 or 6 years, we've relied really heavily on, some really solid players like Meg and Pez and obviously Rachel Haynes as well. But we've always had Moons there as well, who's, been able to dig in and score runs when we need to, and also just play some amazing knocks for us. And like you mentioned, there's always something going on. She's always crook, or she's injured, or there's something happening. But I think that brings out the best in her and makes her dig it deeper and score some crucial runs. So she's an outstanding player to have in our side. The fact that she's a wicketkeeper but can still be one of the best fielders in the world, I think, is a huge asset as well. So we're very lucky to have her in our group.
And Midge as well, Elise Harry probably hasn't been at her best against South Africa, but certainly over the last 18 months, she's taken her game to another level and she's bowling well again. Can you run us through how keen she is at the moment? She must be chomping at the bit for this test match.
Yeah, she is. I mean, she was working really hard in her bowling in the nets yesterday. I can confirm that. And, Pez is Pez. I think you can't really write her off at any point in time. You know that there's a big knock around the corner or a big bag full of wickets. She's doing the work behind the scenes to make sure that she performs for Australia. So, like I said, just as much as Moon, she's a really crucial, piece in our puzzle. And the fact that she's still got the ability to bat in that top order and still bowl some crucial overs is really handy for our group. So no doubt she's going to play a big role in this test match. She absolutely loves test cricket. I think she averages something ridiculous. So hopefully she can go out there and make some crucial runs for us.
And Alyssa, this is just your 9th test, despite making your debut way back in 2011. That just feels criminal to me. Surely we need more test cricket. What do you think?
I'm surprised I've played that many. I thought I was up to maybe 5 or 6, but surely by 9 you're supposed to know what you're doing. But I sit here and I'm still like, how many slips should we supposed to have in place tomorrow? But it's look, I mean, we can call for more test cricket all we like, but I think until it has greater context within our game, then it's going to be really hard to achieve. I think this multi-format series gives it context and gives it an opportunity to be a part of something bigger. But on the flip side of that, we don't play any long form cricket domestically. So, trying to get players ready to play test matches is quite a challenging thing in our game at the moment. But I'll happily sit here and say we want to play more because we absolutely do. And, to have another opportunity to go and play test cricket overseas is something that we're all looking forward to as well.
Yeah, great call. And Midge as well, I want to just mention on Valentine's Day, does Starkey normally come up with the goods, or does he just go quietly and let everyone down?
I haven't even had a happy Valentine's Day yet, so to be fair, it hasn't been reciprocated either.
Starkey,
I feel like it's only a thing until you're married, and then once you're married, you forget about it. So you celebrate your anniversary instead, I would have thought. But I tell you what, I have thoroughly enjoyed the GWS Giants Instagram page today on the Valentine's Day and throwing their players under the bus. So maybe cricket might have to start doing something similar.